For Chapter 9, Rendering and Presentation. Here we are, the trap of the property with something with a bit, for a good reason, for the output, with the creative, with the chapter, with the buff, with the better, with the climb, with the get behind, with the presentation, always. I also always say that none of the software is any good if you can't capture the work being with it. This being said, for the chapter, we'll focus on creating renderings, adding animation, providing solar studies based on project, geographical location, creating exterior rendering, creating interior rendering, creating walkthroughs, and solar study. Creating exterior renderings. First item of the no tackle with the valve with the creating exterior with the rendering drive for the subject rendering with the whole wood control with the manner of the things with the rendering light obviously play with a major role with light and artificial lighting, two completely different beasts. One influence of the effect of the other. For example, the rendering of the exterior scene with the bound with the window with the rendering appear with the night with the dust interior lights will be turned on just for the first section of the trap with the create with the rendering from the exterior building, you with the daylight scene with the sky with the shadowing with the rendering you need, and previous chapter complete with the most difficult task of the creating comes to creating power exterior rendering, rotating building in terms of the lower stand of the region where the rendering would be accurate, where they have glass wall with the ceiling facing north, still having sunlight pouring through it. Start with the chapter 9:15 over the chapter 19 file. Go over the procedure of the create of the camera, over the user of the first rendering, the adjust of the view control sunlight effect. Project browser, open level the 1 floor plans over the corridor or middle of the building, and some of the current walls of the stone figure 19:1. These level 1 and 2, 3. Level 3 at 6 inches, level 3, and offset with level 3 from the current wall storefront view tab. Select 3D view camera. Create the camera view shown figure 19.1 view. Open the rendering view corridor. Rendering view corridor view shall open automatically. Crop region window. When in view is shown figure 19.2. On the view control bar, detail level 5, visual style, realistic property dialog, edit graphic display option, road graphic dialog, display option dialog, check with the photo exposure section, enable checkbox, radiant background, bottom of the dialog box. Click OK. Property dialog box. Click add button right with the rendering settings. Field with the camera group does not bring up the rendering setting dialog box. Click the button right over the sun setting category shown figure 19.3. Make sure multi-day choice. Select with the solar strategy with the appropriate setting, geographical location, setting date and time location, and change these settings if you would like. Measure the ground plane at level that was set level 1. Click OK. Go back to the model. Click show rendering button over the view control bar shown in 19A. If the in the rendering box shows quite a few choices. If it's scene that you're trying to capture with a new procedure, remove the rendering dialog box, top of the bottom, top of the rendering dialog box, render button, last button you'll click. Start rendering process. Rest of the following steps for output settings. Resolution printer at 300 dots per inch. Light categories. Stream exterior sunlight back category. Cell sky very cloudy. Click rendering button. After scene is rendered, it should appear similar. And so waited half of your day with the rendering complete, with it look like, with the carefully mouse around, wondering how to be if something happens and lose your rendering. Next procedure, how to save the rendering to the model, although export rendering into an image. These are the rendering dialog box, save the project button, shown figure 9.7, the new rendering, exterior rendering in the corridor. Click OK, click export. Save the file somewhere. When the retrieve it, choose wherever the file format. Prefer with the bottom rendering dialog box display section. Show with the model with the rendering Revit's original graphic style. With a quick show of the rendering appears. Let's try real cool feature Revit effect of the sky. With a Revit that doesn't cut. With a Revit that allows you the background image produced with the realistic scene of the object. Next, proceed with the create perspective view of the rendering in the background that comes in the font book of the following. The site plan with the camera shown figure 19.8. View opening with a sketch open crop original. She's showing the parking inside with the image shows the hills and in the background rendering button view tab on the graph at the bottom of the selected image style button background field check backgrounds guide cloudy to image. In the background image dialog box, image button showing the image back where the data sets. The file of the background is your own model with the Google Earth and screenshot with a scale pick sketch for the set the quality to draft, set the resolution screen with the rendering button. Look at the rendering high quality shown figure 19.9. With the first renderings of the about created with the existing render, however, the lightning reproduced renderings at night with nothing of the good before with the rendering of the cell of the project. In project browser, go to level 1 ceiling plan, architectural tab, component button, model plan, load family button, lighting folder, architectural exterior folder, some called wall packing light exterior. Click open dialog box, loading tags no. The place the lights and the location shown figure 1910 browser location level 1 floor plan, architectural tab components and property dialog box. Choose the scone light up to 100 watts or 120 volts. Some of the lights for the link of the shown figure 1912. When some of the lights are in place, however, the efficient group of the various of the light fixture of the great and creating lighting in the groups also is over the often render scene, but no real consideration of lighting has been added with the model, which if the heavily Revit to produce the accurate scenario of the present client to spend some of the thinking with the three of the lighting, three of the creating rendering, produce you create the two lighting groups rendering same view with the nighttime setting for a long one scene with the average of the model shown figure 1913 option bar light group menu editing new artificial lights level 1 dialog box new button group options area new group lightning link shown figure 1914. Scroll down the bottom of this, locate the scone light, and then move the group into the fixture option light link of the group, the light groups dialog box, open the dialog box project rendering view corridor, view the control of the sun path button picture. Some of the small red X, click on the sun setting, solar settings, still the train with the 730 is shown in 5915, click OK, show rendering dialog button, video control bar. Set the value to high, set the lighting scheme to extra, shown artificial lights button in all groups of the present, click OK. Click rendering button, your scene should look like figure 1916. If you earn circus during the winter, it would probably be a good idea with the inside of the weather. You bring in the experience game with the create with the rendering scene. Alright, creating an interior rendering almost exactly the same way with the exterior of the rendering independently artificial with the sunlight makes for the account with the natural light when it comes to the building, perceive the create interior lighting scene with a pre-made 3D perspective, project browser 3D view east-west, quarter and perspective view control bar, showing rendering dialog box quality to high, resolution printer 300 dot per inch light scheme with the sun artificial, set the sunlight with the top of the right, make background style into the color, radio buttons for the hallway should resemble. This is getting almost easy. I suppose you could keep the rendering out a week with the same saving some tree, but they encourage rendering only with a little more trouble doing with additional rendering. Give it a more shot. Ask a question to the author. Windows starting heading over the balcony, west wing with a nice scene to hang on the cubicle office wall. If it feels like you would have enough experience rendering, jump to the next section, tackle with the creating walkthroughs and presentations. Creating walkthroughs show the client with rendering space welding with the building setting of the still base on blaze half-hearted reaction show the same spaces shown in the walking through of the client's perk right up. Although part of the chapter of the expertise of the Revit certain walkthroughs, sometimes special tools pull out the belt when it can win a job with the friends of the Saturday night. All walkthrough is a series of points of sequence on a plan view, innovating, sorting, connecting job the dots, advance the frames of the we're walking the points peg the object for the procedure of the creative walkthrough of the building expert of the AVI file following steps. Go to level 1 floor plan view pan 3D view walkthrough shown figure 1918. Zoom in the east century start picking points show figure 1919. Pick points halfway corridors shown figure 1920. Modify walkthrough tab ribbon, finishing walkthrough, modify camera tab ribbons, edit with the walkthrough button, and project browser walkthrough categories, open walkthrough view, select crop regions. Click edit walkthrough option bar, change the first frame to one view control bar to realistic, select crop region, modify camera tab, edit walkthrough button, modify camera tab, play button, shown figure 1921, walkthrough finish with a click the button contained with the value 300 number frames option bar, shown figure 1920, 2, walkthrough flame dialog box frames per second at 20, click OK, run walkthrough with the time to speed, walkthrough is complete. Only thing with the concern with the ask if give the walkthrough someone the presentation, luckily answer yes. Person presenting does not have the Revit liberally even on the even on our application. Exporting an animation is greatly slightly hidden in Adventure feature of the function of Liberty you'll find in the application menu shown figured by exporting the walkthrough. You can create an animated vector image or AVI with translate with navigate Revit walkthrough is quick and almost completely painless. Create an AVI walkthrough following steps. Make sure the view is open and click application book. Check export image of annotation walkthrough. Select default dialog box location file. Side with the video compression dialog box. Find AVI. Make sure where it works. With the walkthrough complete, there's one more animation you need to look at. It's not as cool walkthrough, but it's just an interesting animated called solar study. Creating a solar study that shaped with a 3D view of the provided time-lapse views of the building shadows over the course of the day with multiple days. Create a single day solar specifying geographical location building. Go to 3D view project view, right-click, double view, duplicate detailing. Rename the 3D view one-day solar study view of the control tab zone path. Retrieve the sunsetting dialog, single day radio button, select like New York, Syracuse, New York. Change day, sunrise, and sunset ground level of plane to level. Time interval to 1 hour. Click OK, click the sun path button again, turn on the sun path with the view control of the shadow button, select the preview solar study shown in figure 1925. Options bar play button shown in figure 1926. Animations are solar shaded walkthroughs, unique features. Revit add the capture of the work. Keep the features in mind the next time working with the proposal presentation. Are your experience? Can you exterior of the rendering specify with a daylight scene based on the geographical exterior of the rendering scene with dusk and lightning, creating interior rendering using mixture of daylight, artificial lighting, creating a walkthrough or export to the AVI. Create solar shading allows you to visualize shadowing effects with your model. Chapter 20, Importing and Coordinating Models.